Hello, how are you friends? I am Darkoburi and today we will have the unboxing of Hades. Welcome to my channel. Today we will have the unboxing of Hades, but first I'm going to show off some pieces from my collection. If you notice, these Knights of the Zodiac, which is my favorite series of all time, are very different from these other figures. These are the new ones that are coming out, and this one belongs to the 15th anniversary of the release of the Hades saga. We call all of these vintage, and also this Secret of Duvet Alpha belongs to the new collection of the Knights of the Zodiac. These figures that I have on this side with me are called vintage in the world of figurines. And these others are called Saint Cloth Knit or Knit Cloth EX. They are special figures that come very detailed. The paint is sensational. The figure comes super detailed. Before, these little figures had holes here in the parts where the armor was embedded. These are very old figures. They are a little over 20 years old now. And poor little knights, they would put the armor here, and suddenly when you were fighting, parts would fall off, the arm would fall off, the helmet would fall off. These new figures are now like snap-on. Each of the pieces is inserted. You'll see it in a moment. And I just wanted to show off these parts. On this side, we have Seiya of Pegasus, wearing the armor of Odin. This one, like this one, the vintage and the Cloth X, it's Siegfried from Duvet Alpha. If you notice, in the past, people were named after the place they were from, Siegfried of Duvet, and it has the symbol of the Alpha constellation. This is Hagen of Merak Beta. This must be Sid of Zeta and Fenrir of Alioth Epsilon. There were 7 of them who had a sapphire here on their stomach. The Zodiac Knights were gathering the sapphires to awaken Odin's sword and cut the Nibelung ring that the goddess had to save Saori, who was always in trouble. After the Asgard saga, it doesn't continue directly. Hades, the Poseidon saga, continues, and years later they decided to produce the entire Hades saga with its 108 specters. And what better way to open the god of the underworld for this unboxing? Before doing the unboxing of my Hades figure, I want to show off, first, my Black Bull's cloak that appears in the Black Clover series. If you want it, you can find it in the Crunchyroll store, just like I did, and what I'm going to do is remove each of my figures that I just took out for show, and have enough space to assemble our Hades. And now, let's get to the most interesting part, which is the unboxing. Here we are going to take out our piece very carefully. If you notice, everything is perfectly structured, constructed. Here comes our certificate from Hades, our manual, and some instructions in Japanese. Since I can't read Japanese, I won't read them to you. And here comes my certificate from Hades for my 15th anniversary edition figurine. It must be said that this figurine had a sold out existence. If you couldn't get it, I think it will be almost impossible to find it at this point, because it is part of the Machination Special Editions 15th Anniversary Saint Plot Mix. Hades and the collection of these figurines is formed by Athena, Hades and Poseidon. All of them are part of what they call the original color edition, or the one that is, an interesting fact is that all the gold knights were blonde. They all had yellow hair for the series. They had to be given red, purple, blue colors. And, well, all the others have blonde hair, all the golden knights. Here you have Hades, who in the series, Shan of Andromeda becomes the reincarnation of Hades. And if you have seen the series of the Kambas, which they left unfinished, they still haven't concluded it. We have another Hades who was also a very humble person, very noble, with good feelings. They didn't finish that part. It's where Doko of Libra appears in his splendor, Shion of Ares appears in his splendor, and those two were the survivors of the ancient Holy War. In this new Holy War, where this Hades appears, the Bronze Knights don't have much participation, because it's the Golden Knights who are defending the sanctuary, as was their duty. But what happens? Hades revives the Golden Knights who had lost their lives in the 12 houses. And so we have in the cartoon or in the anime Cancer and Pisces start trying to pass the house of Aries. They don't succeed, they are killed again. Shun of Aries arrives. Mu of Aries cannot attack him because he is his master, and they continue advancing through the 12 houses. This continues until Aquarius arrives, Capricorn arrives, who had been revived, and Gemini arrives. And Saori of Athena, she kills herself with her dagger to activate the divine armor of Athena and be able to fight against the god Hades in the depths of hell. And to avoid giving a complete spoiler of the entire series, which is already available on Netflix, of the Knights of the Zodiac, the Hades saga, I am going to explain how the figurine is composed in case you have never opened one or never assembled it. On this side we have the part of the knight that forms his entire armor, and they all protect a constellation. In this case, Hades is the god of death. That's why a figure is included to have the wings. In the same box, you will be able to have on this side the part of the figure, and on the reverse side you will see how the knight is formed. Here the only downside of these pieces is that you either assemble the knight or the figure. I am more passionate about assembling the knight to see him dressed with all his attachments, and it's very simple. They have parts for the hand on the forearm, where the bicep is, the chest, the shoulder pads, the helmet, everything that protects them. They have their belt, the part for the quadriceps, the part for the knees, the part that comes here for the calves, and the feet. The special attachments that Hades will have are his wings and the sword. Additionally, the 15th anniversary edition contains a base. This base is a special edition. Base that only the 3 figures corresponding to Athena, Poseidon, and Hades from the 15th anniversary of the Hades saga will have. And now, if we made our knight on this side, the little figure, to be able to assemble the knight with his complete armor, we first remove our box to see everything it contains. As a reference point, this is not the body of Shun of Andromeda. This is the true body of Hades when he revives and is already in the Elysian fields. This is his true form, so it is the true form of Hades when he regains his body with his complete armor. Here, I recommend that you start assembling the figure by first starting with the belt and chest part. Then we assemble the leg parts. In fact, the feet are removed, we finish with the shoulder pads, and you have the option to choose whether you want to keep the hair or put on the helmet, as this part is removable. I always leave my knights with helmets because if you're going to enter the fight, well, you have to be well equipped. And about 2 hours later, we have our little figure assembled. I mentioned to you that we have our sticker here from the Hades Collector's Edition 15th anniversary. Remember that the little figure is from Tamashii Nations, part of Bandai. Previously, Bandai released it directly, and I obviously had to take out my pamphlet because it contains all the instructions. It's super cool, honestly. What I liked most about the figure is that it's super detailed. It includes all the wings that Hades' armor comes with, and it has his sword. Additionally, we see here that we have some traditional spare parts left over. It has another little sword that's well kept here, and it has another base to mount the figure when you assemble the knight. But when you assemble, let's say, the armor, and here it is. If you notice, I decided to put the helmet on. The hair stands out. It has interchangeable faces, and it has another little face here on this side with closed eyes. We want our Hades to be awake, so I decided to put the face with open eyes. And on this side, it obviously has different hair if you want to display it without the helmet, showing the hair as demonstrated. On this side, my little figure can be displayed with the hair. So here, we decided to put the helmet on, but not the hair. And I decided to place the sword, not in the hand that holds the sword, but to embed it in the back. We have another set of 2 hands and another set of 2 feet to now assemble the armor itself. That's all. I hope you liked it. It did take me quite a while. The figure is impressive. It has 1,000 details. It has 3 parts of the belt, all the detailing, all the color. If you notice, I'm even afraid to touch it because it might fall. And this was the unboxing of my Hades Knight, god of the underworld. Remember that there is Poseidon and Zeus, who is the god of the skies, which was also a saga made through a movie. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Leave me your comments if you have assembled any knights. If you want me to come back, this was a special request I read in your comments. Someone told me, hey, why don't you make a Hades for me? Please, as you know, subscribe to the channel, like the page, like on Instagram, like on YouTube. Follow us, share us. You know Darkoburi. Peace out.